Hey guys, welcome to another one of my videos. Today we're not going to be reviewing anything, it's actually more of a complaint video. But before I start this, I want to make a warning. If you don't like to hear bad words, or you're a kid under 18 years of age, do not watch this video. Turn it off, go do something else, go play in the park or something, or do something a little bit more interesting. Now I say this because I'm really pissed off, and I actually swear a lot, or curse a lot when I'm mad. So if you don't want the use of vulgarity or profanity, do not watch this video. Don't worry, I'm not gonna, my feelings are not gonna be hurt or anything. So yeah, don't say I didn't warn you. You've just been warned. I don't want any complaints in my comment section. I've warned you twice. So if you don't like bad words or anything, do not watch this. If you don't mind, well, then go right ahead. The reason I'm shooting this video is because I watched Bounty Hunter 297's video about Hasbro, about his thoughts on Hasbro's screw-ups, because they are actually screw-ups the past years, and I gotta say I absolutely agree with him in every single way, but I decided to make my own complaint section, or whatever you want to call it. So let's start off with the Clone Wars line. This is a super articulated clone trooper. It's Clone Trooper Echo, if I'm not mistaken. He's got articulation pretty much everywhere. He's got the ball joints on the wrists, the articulation knees, ankles, and he's got a ball jointed torso. And I think he's also got just a ball joint. This is a good figure. This dates back to 2009, if I'm not mistaken, which is great. It's a good figure. Congratulations on Hasbro for that. The downside of the boo about this is that they produced this figure, which is actually not a bad figure, but it's a sculpt we've seen over and over and time again, and on the past years. Pretty much most of the figures, which has no articulation in the ankles, nor the ball-jointed torso. Okay, it's comparison time. This actually, the Commander Stone mold looks thinner than Echo, and this is a mold that's been reused in many figures, screwing the figures up because they're actually good characters. Now, like I said, this is not a bad figure, Commander Stone, by any means. I actually like it, but I would prefer to see the Echo sculpt in most of the figures, not just the Stone sculpt. One of the problems is most of the figures that come with vehicles use the Commander Stone mold, and that is absolutely preposterous. Why put a figure with very limited articulation in a speeder or a vehicle? You should do the exact opposite. If you're sitting a figure in a vehicle, it should be a super articulated clone. Those of you who have the blue bark speeder with the 501st Clone Trooper will know what I'm talking about. If you stand up your Clone Trooper or you remove it from the speeder, check the legs or the thighs. They'll be like this way. It looks like he's gonna be doing the splits. It's not good for the figure, right? That's one thing. Another thing, why in the fuck do you produce more than one figure of the same character with the exact same attire? Yeah, I know, there's snow gear, cold weather gear Obi-Wan, and space gear Obi-Wan. That's good because they're different attires, but we already had an Obi-Wan, which was released last year, if I'm not mistaken. The armorless Obi-Wan, as they like to call him. Why in the hell do you produce another Obi-Wan this year with a crappy lightsaber shooting whatever thingy accessory? Why in the hell do you do that? This is not a bad figure, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, the head may be a little small for the figure. We already had Obi-Wan. Don't make another one. Same goes with Anakin, which is actually the 2012 Anakin, the Clone Wars Anakin, not the vintage one. The Clone Wars Anakin is far worse than the Anakin released last year. Well, that's another thing. For another subject, here is a vintage figure, which has great amount of detail and great amount of articulation. This is my favorite vintage figure. The only problem I see to this, and it's just my opinion, I don't like the ridiculous hairdo and the goatee or whatever the fuck that is on the beard. But the problem can be solved. How do you mind ask? Well, that's the reason why he comes with a removable helmet. You just strap the helmet on and problem solved. Now, the same articulation issue repeats itself in 2012 with the new Clone Wars figures, such as Commander Wolf, if I'm not mistaken, Clone Commando Boss, and Phase 2 Captain Rex. They don't have articulation in the knees, I believe, in the ankles, and they even removed the fucking wrist articulation. I mean, are they fucking retarded or something? What? And actually, they're stupid because it's even more expensive to resculpt or make another mold of a figure than use the one you already had. It's even cheaper for them, and Hasbro's famous, among other things, by being a little bit cheap on their figures, reduce cost and anything. You already had this mold. Why not use this mold for these Phase 1 figures? Yeah, I know the Phase 2 figures are another kind of armor, yada yada yada. Yeah, but you can make them super articulated as you if you've done it with Phase 1, you can do it with a Phase 2 clone trooper. Well, that for being one other thing. The other thing is the shipping problems or distribution problems with the UK, Europe, Australia, and basically Latin America. I have a friend of mine who lives in Latin America. She's a toy collector as well. And one of her complaints is that she says there are not many figures in Latin America. Some of them don't even get there. Why? Well, I don't get it. Collectors in Latin America are sometimes forced to look for their favorite figures somewhere else, basically in independent toy collectors or anything, which most of them, I don't mean to generalize, or some of them, have really high prices, or they have ridiculous prices on the internet, which are twice or maybe more, a lot more expensive than their original retail price, which is basically stupid. If we are buying stuff, we should be able to get the whole waves of figures or anything. We don't get, well, they don't get actually, because they don't get much figures in Latin America. That's for one. Another one that really pisses me off or bugs me is their movie series line, which is absolutely ridiculous. Have you seen the new Avengers movie series thing? The figures are, articulation-wise, of course, that's the main problem. They're absolutely ridiculous. Like I said in my review of Ultimate Hawkeye, this is the only figure worth the expense, and probably the Iron Man Mark. I think it's Mark 7 or anything. The one with the round repulsor, repulsor. Those are the only two figures worth the expense. Hulk is hideous, absolutely ridiculous. Well, my complaint with this Hawkeye, and I've said it in my review, is lack of articulation in the ankles. Again, problems with articulation in the ankles. I think this guy doesn't even have articulation in the wrists. I'll check again because I'm not quite sure. Yeah, doesn't even have articulation in the wrists, nor the biceps. So, well, but what really pissed me off about this figure is that they gave him this fucking bow-ish. I think Hasbro thinks we're stupid. They gave him this kind of a bow, which is more of a gun, well, instead of a real bow. This bow is from Taskmaster. So I even had to take a Taskmaster bow and put him to Hawkeye. This is a great figure, but the articulation problems really piss me off. Well, not everything is bad in the Marvel universe, but actually their comic series figures are way better than their movie series figures. Actually, this is a comic series, Hawkeye. One other good example is the Winter Soldier, which is a great figure. Again, comic series. He is packed with accessories and anything, but again, we have the same problem. Oh no, here we have see, Hasbro can do this. We have ankle articulation and wrist articulation as well. This is a great figure, highly recommended. Well, this is good. They've also made great figures such as this Punisher, which is the definitive Punisher, Marvel Universe Punisher. They don't need another one. Really, really great figure. That's good. It's got articulation everywhere. It's awesome. Another worthy example of the movie series is this Iceman, which is from the Origins line. Actually, maybe some people are going to be pissed off at me because of what I'm going to say, but I prefer this Iceman than the Universe Iceman, the new one with the white or silver X in the chest. I prefer this one. Far better than its Universe counterpart. This is a good figure, and it's got pretty much articulation anywhere. It's super articulated. That's good. Another great example is the Mandalorian Warrior, which if you didn't know better, this could be animated Jango Fett. Of course. Super articulated. Another good example. Another one is the Jim Lee Cyclops, which is my favorite Cyclops and Universe figure until now. Super articulated, great amount of detail. Looks like he's been drawn out of the comic book. Daredevil, the comic pack Daredevil, was another great figure. They got it right this time. They have the accessories right and anything. Super articulated. Guardian is another good example. Super articulated as well. It's great. Not to mention War Machine as well. This comes from the comic series. Again, they're far superior than the movie series. Well articulated. And there's even more figures. There's Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, Gladiator, many more. Final thoughts on this, and I'm going to give a bit of advice to Hasbro. Learn from your competitors. For example, Mattel or Bandai. Yeah, maybe they screw up sometimes, but they have a fair amount of articulation in the figures. Please, Hasbro, listen to our complaints. I think us as fans have the right to buy good quality figures, not pieces of crap that you're producing and you're so proud of them and showing them off in your toy fair or anything. That you shouldn't be doing. You should be ashamed of the quality of your figures. But well, I'm gonna wrap this review up now because I'm a little short on time. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I want your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Please feel free to comment. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.